My people, my beloved viewers and fans all over the world. Yeah, thank you for joining me today. Today is Monday. That is we start a new week. So happy new week to you over there. So welcome to my platform, Timo Starboy Reality Talk TV. So we start our fresh news today. Yeah, as they go, that's all we they bring am for you guys. Please sit back, relax, and enjoy our program of the day. So please, we are streaming on Facebook as well as YouTube and Twitter. So Facebook, Timo Starboy channel blogs, on YouTube, Timo Starboy Reality Talk TV, on Twitter, Timo Oladipupo 1. So please join us. If you are first time, just click the like button and click our subscription. So anytime, any day that we upload, so you will be the first to be notified. So don't forget to click that notification button. That is a black one. So that bell, just click it. Put just one thumb. So it will notify you anytime we upload our new video. So you'll be part of us. So anyway, so don't forget, for those people already joined, please liking our video. Always liking it and give us a comment. Where your comment is welcome. So we want to hear from you what you feel, how you feel about what is going on around us all over the world. So a new video that is come up is about Tinubu, the nationality, dual citizenship. He has a dual citizenship and it's not allowed in Nigeria presidential race. It's never be allowed in Nigeria presidential race because it's in the constitution. That 1999 constitution is not allow anybody dual citizen to have a two citizen, maybe one from another country and Nigeria. So it doesn't allow. So they find out that this man has a dual citizen, and this is how it has to do with the termination of this appointment on the presidential race. That one has been disqualifying him. He already been disqualifying him not to contest for the presidential race. So let's share this video. Let me share it around, and we hear from source, from the people that they have the evidence with them. So without further ado, let's go on. I will play this video for you to hear. First of all, this let me go to the where I store it. This disturbance, they are coming now. I don't want them to come and so anyway, this is where he is. So okay, 6 minutes. This is okay, it's 9 minutes 47-second video. Where is this studies thing now? Hold on. Okay, it should be here. The video is not available here. This video has been disappear. Anyway, I will play the Femi Otunba, that is a channel news video for you guys to hear. So in the meantime, I will be looking for that the way done. Okay, this is.
Would have been finally concluded, but that is not the case. The whole exercise went on very well, with collation just going on fine until this morning, when the drama began with the resident electoral commissioner in the state, alongside some heads of security agencies arriving at the collation center to announce Mrs. Aisha Dairu Benani the winner of the election. Take a look at what happened the moment when.
I'm coming. I find the okay.
Situation in respect of the Labour Party governorship primary election in Imo State is emerged in controversies. Less than 24 hours after Senator Ethan Achanu was declared the governorship candidate of the primary election, which had Governor-elect of Abia State Alex Oti as the chairman of the election committee, the Lamidi Apapa's faction of the National Working Committee of the Labour Party has held two different primary elections in Imo State. Today, one presided over by the National Vice Chairman Northeast, Alkali Muhammad Ibrahim, which produced Ikechukwu Okeagbu as a winner, while another one presided over by the National Publicity Secretary Abayomi Arabambi produced Chibutu Izuguzo as the winner. Meanwhile, the factional state chairman, Onye Kulizi Festus primary election conducted yesterday has produced Basi Maduka as the winner. In Kogi State, former Auditor General of the local government in the state has been declared the winner of the Kogi State PDP. Meanwhile, let's give you APC in the concluded 2023 presidential election. In fact, he's seen as one of the super ministers of the Buhari government. Before the election, that is the presidential election, he was on the program. He told me that the APC candidate and his principal, Bola Tinubu, will win the poll. He gave his analysis at the time of the situation. He felt favored the candidate Bola Tinubu at the time. And a declaration of Mr. Bola Tinubu.
Mr. Femi Otunba Loye, that was a host. He's trying to ask this former governor of Lagos State, Fashola. He was trying to ask him about his master, his godfather. That is Mr. Tinubu, Bola Tinubu, that about how his controversial is all over him. You know, his conduct, everything is against him. Everything is on his neck. You know, so that is what he's trying to ask him now. So please listen attentively and listen to the news. You hear what because this guy now is kind of covering some shit from his master. That is godfather, his father. So let's hear from him all the controversial against his master. So here the news.
I've seen a lot of agitation, huge agitations and opposition on the president-elect's victory. I thought we would bring Mr. Fashola back on the program when he made some categorical statement, and he thought that his analyses were watertight. Some of the issues raised on the aftermath of the election now will get our attention tonight on the program. And perhaps some of Mr. Fashola's team had also supplied me with some information that might be helpful for Mr. Fashola's analysis tonight. I have joining me, he's live with us, Mr. Babatunde Fashola, SAN, Minister of Works and Housing. Thank you so much indeed for coming tonight.
Good evening to our viewers, and good evening to you. And thank you for having me again.
Thank you so much. Just about 40 days before you guys leave office. How does it feel?
Well, we're winding down, sending in performance reports to the Transition Planning Committee. So hopefully the burden is getting lighter, and we're looking forward to the finish line.
Are you like your principal who said he can't wait to leave office?
Well, after 21 years, I think that there must be a time when you say, hey, peace at last.
Well, just before the peace,
and you need younger, fresher minds, really.
Indeed, you are
to run this race now.
You are not any younger than you were when you were governor of Lagos State.
Well, before then, I was chief of staff. I started at 39. I'm going to be 60 this year. So
wow.
I tell young people it's time to push us away.
Exactly.
It's going to be
we are ready to push all you guys away.
Tonight. But I want us to start with the election issues before we now go into your office as the Minister of Works and a few issues here and there. And those who are experiencing traffic on the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway are definitely looking out for how that will end, and perhaps maybe a magic wand you might swing on the program tonight that will solve it. But let's begin with the election. You were very categorical. You thought that Bola Tinubu was going to win. Some said that you were so sure because the APC had the rigging plan. Was it?
We had a preparation plan. I challenge our opponents to show me what they did with regards to preparation. I think the Nigerian public saw some snippets of what our situation room looked like. Which other party had that kind of situation room? So we had it in 2015, we had it in 2019, I headed it in 2019, and I had the privilege to head it again in 2023. But behind what I headed was a lot of young people, and it was driven by young people. So they just pushed me in front as the leader, go and take the credit. But all of the work was done by young people, using data, using maps, following up, calling agents, training agents. We trained 2,000 agents. 2,000 agents, because we couldn't train 176,846 agents to man all the polling units. So we trained 2,000 agents from all the states, and we sent them back to the states to go and do training to the agents who were deployed state by state. So, and this is instructive. Very, very instructive.
So perhaps it's a video that came out from your team to show that the day that your Bola Tinubu and the rest of the leaders of the party came forward, and perhaps that was the end of their training because listening and watching the video showed that there was some kind of conclusion of training.
Oh, yes.
So these guys were basically those guys who worked under the monitoring and what unit?
That's only just part of it. That's only just part of it. So we then, the people who trained them showed them the difference between the 2010 Electoral Act and what they will see in 2022. So these were the guys, isn't it? Precisely, that was it.
What were their roles?
These are people who will act as agents to senators, to House of Rep members, to the presidential candidate himself, but only 2,000 of them were picked from various interest groups across the states. Their responsibility was to go back to their states and train all the others.
How long did it take you to train them?
It was a 2-day training exercise, essentially. It's a crash course. And they go back with materials, training materials, translated in the various languages.
And so your party did it?
We've done this before. So this was what young people did. Some of them came from the United States. They left their work to come and work in this campaign. So that was the beginning. Because on election day, those are the only people at the polling stations you can talk to. Apart from that, so we had a line of sight. So as they went back and they started the training, the governors took ownership, senators took ownership. we were talking to them. And so on election day, if they had any problem, if there was cheating, if there was a problem, equipment was delayed, we had different groups working with established agencies. These were the people who gave us information what was going on. These were the people who sent us results of each of the polling stations. So when I was in the situation room, one photograph that came out in the evening, we knew our result, just as we knew in 2019. So you will also see that there was a report by Yiaga, because ahead of the election, there was a beaver simulation held by INEC. They invited all parties. If you go and look at Yiaga's report of attendance, you will see that it is consistent with the way the parties turned out in the election. APC had the largest representation at that mock exercise. And it was part of the preparation by INEC for the results. So preparation, election is big business. And it is a very, very serious process. There is a process of certifying election managers in the United States. That's how big the business is. I know only one certified election manager in Nigeria. His name is Fuad Oki. I worked with him when I was candidate in 2006.
Now people making that they listen to lie. Where this man they lie, yo.
And he was also involved.
Lie Muhammad.
So there are a lot of people who are now showing interest.
So you had your strategy.
There was a
perhaps that was the confidence that came out when you were, because a lot of people felt, look, there is only one reason why Fashola can be this confident about their winning when you came on the show.
It's only a rigging.
The APC had it up planned because the feeling out there was that your party has not done enough to deserve a win.
Yes.
That's what you why? Those are the reactions.
So let me also tell you, I was
they are riggers.
optimistic, and those were the words that
they are all riggers. Rigging. They don't know. Now say they go rig.
This is a competitive engagement.
I lie you the talk. Shut
I'm a
up.
sportsman. I don't underrate any opponent, but I prepare very hard.
Shut up. You are not talking truth.
The party chairman,
you are not talking truth. You are not be honest.
Were at that session. That's how seriously they took it.
People.
The candidate and his running mate were there. The woman leader was there.
Making that they see the face of the liar,
they knew it's important.
Of the thief.
State chairmen from the various states were there. Governors El Rufai, Lalong, and a few others were there. This is the foundation of every election. Your agents.
Yeah.
But quite aside from that, I made some assertions
they
here, and I said that politics was a game of numbers, but numbers have equations, arithmetic equations.
You are not what to be denied, to be declared winner. Your party is not what to be declared winner.
Cross River?
Your party is not what to be declared winner. Now rig this thing. Now be riggers. Sorry, Jerry.
Initially, Zamfara had come to join APC.
Making that they see the lie face.
PDP was dividing and subtracting.
Armed robbers.
The major contenders against us in this election.
Now one of them is
NNPP, PDP, Labour Party, their candidates
Fashola
were in the same party in 2019. They lost by almost 4 million votes. 3.9 something. So having now divided that inadequate, insufficient ticket into three, how was it going to add up into an electoral?
That was his name.
So they handed away the presidential ticket by dividing their powers. Not only did they divide, they now subtracted the G5 governors. So it was bad mathematics. And I made that point.
So go return that certificate.
That APC was understood, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I also learned that you did internal polling in your party.
Precisely.
But you didn't make them public.
No.
Most of which showed that you were going to lose the election.
No.
Was that the case?
We have never published any poll. And I have been polling elections since 2002 when I was chief of staff. Actually, you introduced me to polling in 2002 when he was running his own re-election. That's when I was introduced to polling elections in Nigeria. And since then, we poll for policy
to the liars
in governance. And it was a tool that I used a lot when I was governor. What do the people think? And so, and I came here and I remember I said to you that all of the polls that had a sample size of 1,000 people that showed 55 or 50% undecided or not willing to participate. At the time, they were either badly conducted polls or they were self-serving polls, especially also when you looked at the methodology. But more importantly, I made the point at the time that people had decided, and that the number of undecided were very, very minimal. So our polls showed in January that we were 10 points ahead. Our polls showed in January that we were 23, we had reached 25% in 23 states out of the 25 we were targeting. And it also showed us states where we were 10, 15, 20%, and states where we considered the battleground
guys,
states.
Making they listen to the lie where this guy they talk.
I think we got 29 states.
Me, I know Sabi.
So there was a method to all of what was going on.
Masterminded planner.
The assertion that and where the opposition
Buhari
said,
was there.
You knew you were going to lose.
Rufai was in the gang.
So we knew, for example, that we were going to lose in certain states, and I'm not going to be helpful to the opposition now. And
we knew because you are a god.
Some of the things we will learn as we go on.
You knew because you are a rigger.
And
which one?
The process gets tighter. There are states where you know that
so
you are not going to win. You have never won there. Why are you spending?
You knew already before election that you're gonna win because you are a god or you are a rigger. You are armed robber. You are hijacker. Which one? Which one are you? Please drop your comment below. Which one is Fashola? Raji Fashola was talking about whether he knew because he was a god, Almighty God, that he knew tomorrow, or he knew that they are going to rig election to favor them. APC, Egbekegbe, Alien People's Country Party. So let's hear from him again. All the liars.
And that is what some more sophisticated democracies do. They just say, hey, I'm packing my bag out of here. I'm going to a state where they are waiting for me. So you knew the states that were going to flip.
APC,
you knew the states that were not ready to flip. You knew the states that have historically not voted for you. Why are you wasting your time there? And you know the states where they like you. So your problem there is get out the votes. We call it GOTV. Get out the votes.
Get out the votes.
So we concentrated on the GOTV states.
Making the t-shirts nonsense.
And it turned out to be exactly what we predicted would happen.
But the flip side of that is that would you say that your candidate was not loved in Lagos? Your candidate lost in his home.
Yes, you see, again, in some cases you get blindsided.
No. So you were blindsided in Lagos?
We were blindsided in Lagos because the opposition turned out their voters there, and you also saw that a party that had been competitive.
It was NSAS that affected you guys. Don't tell her here.
Suddenly disappeared. It showed
don't tell
that
us what is
support
not.
base has shifted.
NSAS. Those guys, they vote you out because you did not do well. Sorry, guys. This one is let's continue here.
Labour Party's victory in Lagos surprised the APC.
Yeah, it blindsided us without a doubt.
They thought that the Labour Party has posited that they won Lagos by more than the margin in which they won, but that the votes were not exactly the true picture of things.
Well, that is a matter that has been submitted, I believe, to the tribunal, and I'm not going to make any comment at all about matters in dispute here. I'm not going to even try. But the point to make is to make the acknowledgement that they turned out their voters, and in the subsequent gubernatorial election, you saw that we turned out our voters, and people didn't turn out to vote. That's
highly disputed also. Well, because of the kind of violence and
I know what happened in my polling unit in the presidential election,
and the alleged intimidation of voters that came up
by a smaller margin, and the margin was larger in the gubernatorial election. And my polling unit was one of the most covered polling units in terms of press corps and press presence and not one iota of violence was recorded in my polling unit.
But you know that there were a lot of violence in Lagos.
Well,
what has been now being popular as voter Lagos was the headquarters of voter intimidation and tribal and religious ethnic division in that election.
So let's take them one by one. In terms of violence, unfortunately, one incident of violence in any election in my country does not cover us in glory. One, wherever it may be. But that said, when you look at the incidents of violence, the number of polling units that were disrupted, they pale into insignificance compared to what you have seen in elections in the past. This was the incident. This was the election that had the least reported incidents of violence. And this is data. It's not me expressing my opinion.
Because
that's one.
I'm not privy to what the data you're talking about.
We have the data. You see, I headed the election planning and monitoring directorate. So it's not only this election's results. We are the last directorate to shut down because we are going to report to the party what happened, the collation of all the work that all directorates did. We've written our report as we did in 2019. Our report was titled 49 in 2019. This year's report is titled Delivering the Win. So the report is ready. So it's database. So I'm coming here just to tell you data what happened. So, but that's as far as numbers go. So we compare year by year. Who were the voters who were with us in 2-3 election cycles before? Have they moved? Have they stayed with us? If they have moved, why did we lose them? This is what we do. Okay? Now, and who are the voters who have just joined us, and why have they joined us? Because they translate ultimately to government policy. So people might be surprised, but there are a lot of people. I tell people that people who drive across our roads, for example, experience the difference in those roads. They will vote for us. They are the construction companies and their workers, the vendors, the subcontractors, the people impacted by Buhari's agri program, the people impacted by a digital economy program, where broadband costs have dropped significantly over the last, compared to 10 years ago. They will vote for us. There are people we haven't reached. They may not vote for us. But in the totality, you will see what has happened. Right. Now, let me go to ethnic and all of this. You see, there's a gaining currency of identity politics globally. And nobody should start trying to hide behind a finger. There's identity politics now all over the world. So people vote and are impacted in making a choice by so many items of stimulus. And it may be my identity, it may be my faith, it may be how you cut your hair, it may be how you wear your tie, it may be how you speak. So many things influence the voter. So you can't wish those things away. But as I've always said, you know my position about religion is a personal thing. Keep it out of the public space. It's your relationship with God. And let's talk about policies, programs, and all of that.
Mr. Fashola, are you worried and perhaps disappointed in the Lagos that you governed for 8 years, that there was an election that some people are being referred to as aliens and non-indigens and non-indigens of Lagos and therefore shut out or not allowed to vote? These allegations, if confirmed and based on the report and what we covered and we saw on the ground, how disappointed are you about that scenario in Lagos State?
I have told you before that the elections that I love to see are elections that are carnivals, that are festival of ideas, debates, and our colors. Those are the elections I love to see. We saw some of them in the primaries of the different parties. We saw you were there, your crew was there, and we need to see more of that. We need to see more rigor, more intellectualism, more people focus about what I offer and what you offer. So those are the things I am interested in talking about. So, and that was why the things that interested me, the campaign I was making at the time was, look, Asiwaju has done this, Asiwaju has done that in Lagos. How many states have copied it? We found out about 14 states have copied LASMA, set up their own type. We found out about 10 states had copied Office of Public Defender. We found out about 15 states had copied LASA. And I made the argument that look, if states are copying opposition and APC are copying this man's idea from Lagos, why don't you give him the opportunity to run at the center? Let's see how far he can go. Those are the kind of debates I want to see.
But about Lagos, are you disappointed about what happened in the governorship election?
Well, there was color and there was some
politics.
color. There was some color and there was some festival, and there were reports that are not too savory about events that happened. But I wasn't in those spaces, and therefore I can't comment. And I've told you, for example, I've told you, for example, what happened in my polling unit. You know, election day is what you see that you can really account for. You know, there's a question you guys ask, or journalists generally ask me on election day, what is your feeling about the election after I've just voted? And I said, I can only tell you about what I experienced here. I don't know what's happening in other places.
This man is talking jargon.
I'm worried about the implication.
He's just waving the question they are putting to him.
Also in Lagos, and the implications of that on businesses.
He was not answering the question they are putting to him very well. He was dodging it.
The consequence of what
because you know what is all about. You know what he's doing.
For 8 years.
I think that we are too joined at the hip to allow disagreements over elections to
all these people, they are not leaders.
Elections. There are too many places.
They are not our good leaders.
I tell people, for example,
exactly.
If you are talking ethnic issues, my first cousin is Louis Gali Okafor.
Garbage talking.
And I have another cousin, Shola Okeke, God bless her soul. So which one of them do I dislike? So, and I think that some of the rhetoric went in the wrong way. And I think everybody should wear the trouser of adults in the room now and bring everybody back to it. And I think that healing is already taking place, and tempers are coming down. Sometimes we can be extreme when there's competition, but I think as it goes on, maturity will come in, and I think that you members of the press have a duty to play in shutting down very, very extreme rhetoric whenever it happens. You must do that so that you bring people back to tolerable levels of debate and conversations.
Let's take a breather, Mr. Fashola. And when we come back, I will be discussing more on the post-election of 2023 and those things that have happened, how APC won, and Bola Tinubu. Some of the issues. Mr. Fashola is someone who had worked with him for several years. Is Tinubu the best man to lead Nigeria at this time with all the bodies? Then, of course, we'll be asking Mr. Fashola some of the projects under Buhari's government. He's 8 years now.
If you can answer the all,
it's going to be after the break.
If it's not gonna waive it, because this man here is not answering the question very well. All the question put to him, he's not answering very well. He's just dodging a lot of, because he doesn't want to be compromising his party. That is what I can say. So let's hear from them.
So much, everyone, for staying with us. If there is one person that knows Bola Tinubu, the president-elect, and the APC presidential candidate so very well, it is my guest tonight, Babatunde Fashola, who is a Minister of Works. He was Bola Tinubu's Chief of Staff.
Boy.
And the second time when he was Governor
Bola
of
Tinubu
Lagos.
boy.
Thank you so much indeed, Mr. Fashola, for your time tonight.
Godfatherism.
By the way, can I ask,
It's
where
still going
is Mr. Tinubu?
He's outside the country, he's outside Nigeria, specifically where I don't know. I haven't called him since we finished our work. So
is he all right?
No, I lie. I spoke to him about a week ago.
He say he lied.
In France.
Look at it.
Okay. Is he all right?
He say he lied. Mark that one. No, I lie.
No, I'm asking because
he's always a liar.
Questions, you know, I mean, we reflect.
This man is always a liar.
So let's go there.
Yeah?
So since
I lie.
2002, when he hurt his back,
all of them, you cannot trust them.
Opposition has said he has died, but he still comes back alive. He'll be back soon.
Yeah.
I'm not sure they said he has died this time around. I just worried. They said, look, is he there on a vacation to rest or something?
I believe that. I believe that he's taking some time out. He needs it. He ran, I think, the longest, fiercest campaign. He ran. His primaries was the most contested, After the primaries, he went around making peace with all those who were successful against him. After that, he was busy involved in planning the election. And since then, he just ran this marathon like a sprint. And I think that he deserves...
You know what some Nigerians have been saying? They've suggested to him about 3 or 4 places that he could have gone to rest, since now he's now the president-elect. Yankari Game Reserve, Ikogosi, Calabar. These are very beautiful places. Now we have a president-elect who has chosen to go to France to go and rest. So Nigeria is not enough to rest. These are some of the questions.
I am conjecturing that is what he went to do, but the Bola Tinubu, I think I know, president-elect, will also be doing some networking. There is no idle moment in his life. And he overworks himself and overworks his mind. I know that he'll be doing a lot of networking, meeting people, planning ahead, building relationships that
who are you deceiving
for his government and for Nigeria internationally.
Who are you deceiving, Mr. Man?
So you've said that Mr. Tinubu is
two people cannot lose life
so
at a time.
Told Nigerians that. So
you are telling lies. We know.
Chief of staff. Would he be playing similar role
in his government? Well, unlikely. I don't think so. Look, and I think that
your name has come up.
Yes, you see, I think that it's a good point you raise, and